Okay, let's get him some time.
Get back on the stream
It was 11 people.
on Facebook, and there was a couple on what's the name too, YouTube and everything else. Ba-da-bum bum 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 ba-da-dum.
Hey, you guys. So,
I think I'm gonna just put these two together.
how are you gonna do that?
I don't know.
We starting over,
All the way over.
all the way over from. Yep.
I mean, we could take it back old school,
What?
back to just the button.
I'm cool. Yep.
Run it. You remember which button it is? No, it's been a while.
It's the red one.
The red button.
Don't touch the red button. Man, we wait till we get some folks on here. They're getting the notifications late.
Oh, forget it. We'll just go ahead and just drop out there.
No, let's wait for some people.
You know how weird this looks? Think about when you look at it afterwards. All right, welcome to Uncle Legend's Corner. I'll be your host, Uncle Legend. And with me, as always, my beautiful co-host, Call Girl 6, better known as Fox.
Hey, y'all. How you doing?
All right, so for those of you who was in the feed before, I had some technical difficulties. For those who know what I do for a living, I'm not exactly a tech guy, so your boy working hard trying to get after it. But it gets better after time. We roll through these, you know what I mean? Fox is a genius, I'm a goon, so it ain't too much we can't do.
That's right. So, still, first, we want to give a shout out to our listeners overseas across this globe, especially our France folks.
Parlez-vous français? Oui, me and more parlez-vous.
And all that good
bonbons
shit.
And all that good shit, like Meth be saying. Butter pecan reeking.
Yes. Thanks, Unc. Appreciate that. Yes, so basically, we want to give a shout out to everybody who's been listening to us, who's been holding it down with us. Our overseas listeners, of course, France, Canada, Guam, all y'all.
Australia.
Yes, Australia. We appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving us, and we appreciate your listening ear. Whether you like it, love it, not so much, we still appreciate your listening ear.
I'll tell you right now, if you hate it, it's fine. Because you know how many people paid money to see Floyd Mayweather lose? I mean, you still paying the price of admission.
I was so excited when it's like, oh my God, we in Europe, we in France, we in all these places, and everybody's listening to us. So it was so exciting to see that.
Nah,
so
it's dope, especially when you think about like how eccentric our views are, and then people in other countries are like,
yeah,
all right,
right.
Oh, you gonna be in Canada in May? You know it ain't no sunshine in Canada in May, right,
yes,
Shakira? You gonna? That's damn near Antarctica. Damn near Antarctica.
Yes, we are worldwide.
Everybody just coming to hear Fox voice and see her pretty face, and they just deal with my bullshit. It's package deal, baby.
Oh Lord,
package deal. It's like when you meet a fine ass woman with kids, except you got to meet this fine ass woman with me. Goo goo gaga and shit. Wham. You know what I mean? We out here.
The big baby.
Big baby with a big gun. Yeah, big baby can shoot. Big baby has trigger discipline.
Like that baby on Zootopia.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. But yeah, so what we was talking about? We had gotten to this tweet, and we're gonna run through it a little quicker this time. But it is what it is. We're gonna try and blend this together between the last one, figure it out. But here you go. So we got this one lady on Twitter. She said, "Oh wow, this man's fiance took his 16-year-old daughter to get an abortion, and he found out about it and called off the wedding." And then it says, "I really feel like the fiance was in a lose-lose situation. If she broke her stepdaughter trust, she could have to hang that up for life. But now she got ghosted and she's no longer fiance. That's tough." Mm-hmm. So a lot of the back and forth with this on the Twitter feed was about like people asking like, "Yo, that dude got a reason to be upset," which I wholeheartedly feel as though it ain't nothing. If that's my homie, and you know, I hold my friends to a personal standard where it's like I ain't got no friends that don't take care of their kids. I ain't got no friends who be beating their old lady and do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got no friends like that because I'm gonna hold you accountable. I'm gonna talk cold cash shit to you. I'm a man. I want men around me because you the company you keep. But there ain't nothing I can say to that man. If he in my circle, he like, hey brother, you know my fiance, she just took little Keisha out, got her abortion. I'm gonna pull up. She did what? Whew, we gotta go thump her daddy now.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta go thump her daddy. I'm coming over and telling. He called me up and telling me that. I'm like, where daddy live at?
My first, thought
Somebody
process
with a dick
is
gotta
like,
get punched.
where's the mother? Where is this girl's actual biological mother? So I don't know the situation about that. But I think that's a key.
Needs to be shot.
That is definitely key because I feel as though this fiance had no right to take this child.
I don't care if the mama's dead.
Yes, to take this child for a medical procedure without the parent, the legal guardian and parent knowing about it, regardless of, how old she is. If she didn't feel comfortable telling him, none of that shit. It doesn't matter. And this is your partner. This is somebody you're about to marry.
Like, you want me to marry you.
You can't tell me what happened to my daughter.
Yeah. Think, if this shit had been on the other foot, and this is what I think is wild about it, right? Like, so let's say, for instance, the dude, and let's say it was something way more simple. Let's say, I doubt it's too many women that would be in there and say like, oh, shoes on the other foot. Mm-hmm. The soon-to-be stepdad took the son to go get him cleaned out for STD. Like, go get some pills, go get a peanut butter shot in his ass, whatever they need to do, swab his dick, told him he had something, pop some pills, and got him going, right? And so how many mothers would be okay with that?
No.
How many mothers would be okay with that? Like, oh, my son had an STD, and that's not even a procedure. They just gave him some medicine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So realistic, how many people would be like, all right, that's cool.
I wouldn't be okay with someone who is. We all need to co-parent together. First of all, that's first and foremost. So yes, we all need to do it together. Yeah. So if the mother was involved, the biological mom, if she is involved in the child's life, she needs to have a relationship with that new person coming in because they have children in common now, Yeah. And so you, as the man, too, need to be able to kind of foster that relationship because you're what they have in common as well as the kids. So you need to foster that relationship between those two so that way we're all on the same page with raising these kids together.
So I think, first of all, like that's kind of like a second case. And that's the second case. But that's one of these things where it's entirely too many dudes who ego's too big that they don't feel as though like they need to like work with the new dude in the picture. The fact of the matter is, dog, is like the woman that you used to call your woman ain't your woman no more. Mm. You know what I mean? But that kid's still yours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just like even with my ex-wife, it's just to the point, like, just from a respectful standpoint, like she was like, yo, before we decided to move in, get married, do everything together, you know what I'm saying? She's just like, I just want to know who's going to be around my kid. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be, it's one thing to date somebody and they see you every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? They see you and it's like, oh, that's just mommy's friend or something like that. It's a whole other thing to hearing the goddamn sheetrock getting beat off the goddamn bedroom wall. You know what I'm saying? If your kids got to know that the other person in your life probably should know. And the parents should know, because at the end of the day, if it's 4 fucking parents involved, like a man and a woman made this child. Yeah. And then that woman goes to another man, that man goes to another woman. That's 4 people who number one priority as far as they know each other should be the child in the middle. That's right. It shouldn't be none of the rest of the shit, right?
That's right.
So even when she feel like, even with her feeling like, people were saying like all these excuses like why he needs to do some soul searching or why she didn't feel comfortable talking to him and this and that. Sure. He need to do that. He need to work out more. He need to eat less red meat. He need to do Kegels. He need to get a skincare program, and he need a better barber probably. Yeah. Who cares? Yeah. None of that shit got nothing to do with his dad. Like people bring all of this extracurricular shit into play that don't got nothing to do with it, and people always want to tell somebody how to raise their kids. Yeah. How good is your kids?
Yeah.
How good are your kids? Switch kids with me for a week and let me see your kids in the house, and then I'm going to tell you what's fucked up about my kids.
Your bad parenting.
You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and have your kids come in here and see them on their best behavior. And I bet you they're going to embarrass the hell out of you 9 out of 10 times. That's just the fact of the matter. Kids going to be kids.
The fact that she didn't have the notion to tell her future partner, hey, of something so major, a medical procedure that could have went left. You know,
his daughter could have died on that table.
Not only that, but to make a decision that's life altering, because abortions are life altering, whether you wanted it or not. You still go through grief process. You still go through different things when you have an abortion that can, you know, as a child making that type of decision, you need some guidance on that. And
it's like you don't even get no say so in it. Like, where did this abortion happen at? Was this Planned Parenthood? Was this in the alley with a hot coat hanger? Like, I need answers. You know what I'm saying? I need answers. If you come back to me and tell me, hey, baby, your daughter dead, I want to take her to go get an abortion. I'm like, well, y'all about to be a happy family because I'm going to smoke your ass too, and you and my daughter can be together. Guess what? I get y'all a plot of land and bury y'all ass out here together. Because my whole thing about it, people talk all that shit. Why don't feel that way? You know what's crazy about it? I'm going to tell you right now. This is the wild thing about it. I got an 18-year-old son who sometimes feel more comfortable talking about things to his mom. Not because I did anything purposely wrong, but because of the fact it's like, that's who we with half the time. I also have a 19-year-old daughter who feels more comfortable talking to me about some things. She feels more comfortable talking to her mom about things.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? She wide open with me about everything because, you know, I'm just like, whatever. I ain't gonna judge you, especially once you get old enough. It's just kind of like I realize this is your journey. This is what you want to do. All right, cool. But my whole thing about it, you don't know if that man was strictly religious, so now we don't respect people's religion.
Right.
So like this man could be a devout Christian, Muslim, Jew, whatever you want to call it. Somebody who don't believe in abortions. Now we don't respect his opinion because it's not his child, his body.
So the counter to that would be someone saying, well, it's not, you just said it. It's not about him and what he believes. It's about her, what she feels comfortable with what, because it's her body. She's going through these changes. She's going through whatever it's going to take her throughout life.
So do everybody stand by this statement that say it's cool for her to go do this if she had to die getting an abortion? Because any procedure, anytime you have a procedure, there's a chance you could die. It don't matter if I'm just pulling a strap out your arm or something like that. You can get an infection. You in a hospital where they got the most diseases and everything else like that. You can get all of this crazy shit and everything. Let's hit the chat right quick and just see who we got. Yeah, we're going to hit the chat
real quick.
All right, so we got Sis Shakita. She said this should be a communication whether big decisions are made. She wanted to be her when big decisions are made. She wanted to be her friend instead of a mother figure.
That's right. I wholeheartedly agree. She was worried about winning favor on a friendship level instead of doing what is best for this child and letting this child, talk about this with her father. So she could have been a mediator if she felt as though the dad would have been tripping about it.
If he she
could have been a mediator of some sort to offer an objective opinion about what's going on and how they should conduct themselves.
Yo, if he that bad that you think he about to turn into the Incredible Hulk and start ripping plywood off the walls and sheetrock, you shouldn't be with that man in the first place. Mm-hmm. Like either he good enough to marry, he a responsible man, he this and that, or you dealing with a handicap. Mm-hmm. Like what you saying? Because it's like you shouldn't be doing that. Like now, what we gonna talk about? Not making now we're not gonna talk about making good decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I really just don't. I can't find a reason. I can find a couple reasons to say that maybe justify why she did it. I can't find a reason to tell that man not to be upset.
Yeah. What else is there?
So she said that one. She said the abortion could have been damaging to that child. She could possibly have had damage and not been able to have kids in the future. She took a gamble with that little girl's health.
That's right. And for her not to be a legal parent making that type of decision, regardless of how it would have, regardless of what the child wanted, she still should have told. She's out of pocket, completely out of pocket for not telling her future partner about his daughter. Regardless, we're going to be a happy family. We're going to be married. We're going to be okay. Well, we ain't right now. That's number one. Mm-hmm. We not now. And if we were, this is not how I would expect for you to handle something so big.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And then she said, so she took a gamble to life and she like, hourly, that's not the case, but she didn't know that.
Obviously.
Oh, obviously. Oh, she brought me obviously. Yeah. And then the chat just recycled. So check on there. Check on there because the chat recycled. But yeah, so I can't tell. It's no point in case. Like the example I made before was, now what if it was like I'm with a woman, she dies giving me a baby girl.
Right.
She gives her life giving me a baby girl. I meet you later. We kick it. We wind up being together. But the only thing about that is that's still crazy. Because I just thought about that. Me and Bunny was talking about that shit earlier. But that means we was like together for 16 years. Like, how long you going to be a fiance? Like, it's like, hey, boy, I got the magic stick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Some people like that in that situation.
Yeah, no,
some
a lot
people
of
go 22 years
just
getting married. So
I really don't
whatever
knock
floats their boat.
Yeah, it's really about what make people happy, right? Like, who are you to tell somebody? Because there's a whole lot of people. There's a whole lot of people. Like my cousins, they was engaged. They was together for, hell, probably like 20 years before they got married. The marriage didn't change nothing. It was just like, oh, this legally makes sense. Let's do it, this and that. But they ain't never going to leave each other. And if they do, I'm going to kill whichever one leave. Because now y'all stuck together. Y'all pretty much raised me. These are my big cousins, right? Like, so. But, yeah, it ain't no case really in it that I see that I could justify what happened.
Yeah, I don't think so either because that was just completely out of line and out of pocket. I would have called out the wedding too.
Yeah, because it's like if you feel a need
Like,
for whatever reason
who
you
the
don't
hell
trust
is
me.
you?
Yeah. Oh, so you the motherfucker.
Make that decision with my child.
Like I'm petty as hell at that point
And
because
I'm really wondering about the mom.
yeah, like the mama got to be dead or something. Because I'm telling you right now, it ain't no way. I'm telling you right now, it ain't no way that scenario happens, and my ex-wife or somebody ain't coming through this door right now. I'm up here like, well, you done made a terrible decision. I'm not talking to you, but I am gonna put you on witness protection because when her mama get here. She coming with that blackity black goddamn.
And what's the point in telling me now? You did it. You telling me after the fact. No, y'all good. Y'all
No.
make the
He
decision.
found out. She said he found out.
It
It ain't
she
that
didn't
she.
even tell him.
It ain't that she came to him like afterwards. Like, hey, I went and got Tati a fucking abortion or something like that. No, it was he found out.
I'd have been like, let me see your finger for a minute. We done.
Built to like, hey,
We're done here.
Built to like, hey man, when the last time you had your ring clean? Yeah. I would have salt bathed that shit in the garbage grinder. Like
Kobe.
Steph from the timeline. That shit out of here, man. It's crazy. And I'm not excusing it. I can understand a couple of points where people could say like, oh, why he felt that way, but this is that's what I'm talking about, the damn capillations.
You know,
the capillations that people be talking about
that.
Talking about other kids. And this is a perfect example. I bet too many people who either A, are shit parents, or B, don't have kids, talking about how kids should be raised based off of their lack, right? Like the way that they didn't get raised that they think would have made them better, so that they wouldn't got so they would have got raised properly. So they feel a need like, oh, well, this is what should have happened. This is what should have happened. No, you should take your ass to therapy, deal with your daddy issues and your mommy issues or some shit like that, and stop trying to fuck up other kids because of what you think you would have want because you're still thinking about the mind of a child.
I think that regardless of what you've been through, I'm trying to get this cord from.
No one knows you're doing.
I'm like, you know.
That's a career I'm beefing and skipping.
Go ahead.
I gotta get it.
I just think that regardless of what it is that you've been through, when you go through experiences, it always kind of shape your idea about what is supposed to be next, right? So I do think that people who didn't have kids, who were raised a certain way, yes, they're going to have that insight of, well, I should have been raised like this. I would have came out better. I would have done this. I would have done that. Okay, we can take that into consideration. But also what worked for you or what would have worked for you may not necessarily work for this other child. So you can't tell me how to raise my child, number one. You don't have any children. That's my main thing. You don't have any children. So I'm not even going to pay attention and listen to what you have to say until you raise one of these. You ain't got nothing to say to me about how and what I'm doing with mine. So what's going on over here? I can only imagine her side of the story as she's only playing victim. As she's playing victim and making him look bad about calling off the wedding. Exactly. You exactly right, Shakita. That's all she's doing. Do you know, I am his daughter, and you know what he did? He didn't want to marry me, and because his daughter didn't feel comfortable talking to him. So you took it upon yourself to make a decision for a child that's not you're not legal guardian over. Okay, great. You're so perfect. That's wonderful, right?
Yeah, so guess what? If I'm in a relationship with you and you're not comfortable, and then I met Fox and she decided to find a way to make me feel comfortable that evening, shut up. Because obviously you say in school, right? It's cool for other people to make decisions about your life and things that are important in you and your life without your input.
Yeah.
Either we partners or we not.
Right.
Like, I'm not making no huge decisions. I'm not about to come home with, the only thing I'm going to come home with this big without telling you is a surprise for you.
Or a
Like-
child that's not even hers. Like, she didn't even birth. Like, Jesus.
And even if you played it like, oh, we getting married, yeah, that's my child, that's our child together. All right, but guess what? If I screw around and you leave, you ain't taking her with you. You gonna fight for custody?
Yeah, nah, that's not
Yeah,
happening.
you gonna fight for custody for
And
my
I'm
daughter?
thinking too, it could have been, oh my God, it could have been a number of things, like why she made this decision. Like on the flip side of everything, okay, let's say she was doing right, or she thought she was doing right by the child, and or trying to save a potential relationship for the future, right? Okay, or she could have been, oh well, she's gonna be pregnant. Everything's gonna be overshadowed by this new baby coming in, and or let me try. She don't need a baby right now anyway. She's 16 years old. So people do that in a selfish manner. So that could be
Yeah.
a possibility too.
I don't care what you're thinking. My whole thing about it is, think about this. We was watching Bel Air, and we talked about how he made a decision, and he said, boom, it's my money. He said, I took it out of my account because he the rich one. He said, I took it out of my account. I don't really see what the issue is. You jumped right on that and was like, oh, it's your account? Oh, this and that, da-da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. So, but he ain't get no input from her. He just went ahead, put this money on something, then make it. We talking about money. Money that he can make back. Money that he's the one making. The whole nine. And we talking about you're not going to have the same type of energy for a kid that you could have lost that kid. What you going to bring me home? Like some pictures, a cell phone? You know, the password to her phone that killed your daughter. Okay, well, cool. I'm going to give you a 10-second head start. Hope I can't shoot that good. Because I'm going to pat your ass up in the back.
Life-altering decisions.
Yeah, that
How
shit-
dare you? Like,
Yeah.
you way out of pocket.
Nah, and
If I was him and I had a sister,
woof.
get
Woof.
her. Like, immediately.
Hey, I'm talking about, bro, pum thumping her ass. You know what I mean? Keita said, bingo, either we are partners or we're not. You said it with all in that statement. Yeah, that's what it is. So anyway, we can go ahead and put stick a fork in that one. I'm done with it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Got me a little hot and bothered.
I know. I
what I'm
couldn't
saying?
believe it. Like, that's crazy.
That's why I say that one to you. I didn't even read that to you because I know
And
you was going to
think
get Fox
that-
fired up. Like,
To think that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, the audacity of you. Who
Yeah.
are you?
who the fuck do you think you are?
Okay, the gumption.
The unmitigated gall. You done lost your goddamn mind.
I can't believe
But you know what? I would have helped to find it. 10-second head start.
For real. For real.
But all right, so saw a meme, little video, something like that, and the people been putting out this stuff about Army. A bunch of soldiers were sitting around, and I guess they were soldiers. I didn't even really care to look because there was so much writing on there I couldn't see it. But it said, and it was the Army, and they had a zombie preparedness book on the desk where a couple of soldiers was at, right? Mm-hmm. And then like the little captions was like, "Get a gun, buy all the guns and ammo you can, this and that." You know what's the crazy thing is being a gun enthusiast is people talk about getting a gun the same way that it would be like if one of the kids was like, get a plane. Who know how to fly? Who know how to fly? I got about 20 flight hours, so maybe I can get that plane up, maybe not. But it's like, get a gun, get ammo.
Because there's guns just laying around.
Yeah, be able to like get a gun. Good to go.
Oh, hey, I got one right here.
And then on top of that, you know how to use it. I'm telling you right now, you can hand a loaded gun to probably half the adults in America. And America is the damn gun capital of the world. You can hand a gun to probably half the adults in America. And I'm telling you, they wouldn't know how to properly clear that weapon.
Yeah.
Point blank period. Because everybody think they could do something because it's a right. Everybody think they could do something. And it goes back to like when we was talking about that story about boot camp with Kessler. I seen people swim on TV. Dudes laying on hardwood floor.
Is this how you do
This
it?
how you did it? Like this? A little bit
That
like
was
this?
funny, y'all.
Yeah. So it's up and like cats just watch these damn movies with dudes be shooting 9,000 rounds out of pistol and don't reload and all this other shit and be like, hey, I'm gonna be good to go. You know what I mean? This and that. And then let me tell you something. People talking about zombie preparedness book, zombie preparedness book. Let's say if we do have a zombie apocalypse. Let me tell you where you not about to prosper. The tri-state area. Like you're not about to be in New York, Essex County, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Or anywhere around Philadelphia, King of Prussia, any of that shit, and Pennsylvania, and be like, yeah, here come the zombies, I'm ready. No, once the first person get bit, literally the bus gonna stop. If we in Newark, the bus the 31 gonna stop, and 100 zombies gonna come off of there at the bus stop and start mauling people.
You're not in the right location, babes.
Yeah, it's up like if you in the inner city area and you worried about the zombie apocalypse, you already screwed
already
up.
done.
Did you watch Walking Dead?
No, I don't think they did.
Barely anybody made it out of Atlanta. Like you had all like exports coming to Atlanta or something like that. So it's crazy. Unc said, I like the gun range. It's very helpful. If you want to get sharp with it, Unc, feel free to come down here and see your boy. You know what I'm saying? Legendary Operations and Tactical Supply. We turn novice into killers.
No, not killers. Like we don't want to promote killing. So.
Marksman.
There you go.
There's the word. Before the NRA see this shit and cancel me. Here goes Shakita. I thought I knew how to operate a gun from old hood movies. I just have to tilt it to the side.
Hey.
Jeff, come get your wife. Once I learned how to operate one, I realized those movies did not prepare me for real life. Yeah, you're right.
No.
Because I'm telling you, this is why you see cats in the hood and you see them, they be up to like, oh, I'm going to go get me this small little pistol. Look at this little gun and it's like this big. It's like a little Hellcat or something, right? But then they go get, or his little Glock, like, I forgot which one, but one of the small ones, like a 44, 47, whichever one, the small one, 42. But then they get this long-ass extended magazine. So you went and got a gun the size of a Hellcat and then threw a 36-round mag in the bottom of it like, yeah. So this concealed gun is harder to shoot. It's harder to be accurate because there's less distance between the front and rear sights.
They're gonna be like,
yeah, and you don't got no training, so you just hoping like, you know what, if I got enough bullets, 42, 43, yeah, that's one of the small ones, and and they gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah, well you know what, I'm good. I'm just shoot a whole lot of them. I'm gonna hit him with one. Okay, cool. You grazed him in the ankle, and now he gonna blow your back out like Ricky, like
right.
Ricky. Getting your back blown out, right?
For real.
So so it was just crazy to me when they was talking about that one. That was I don't know, it's just like when people just talk about it, it's just like everybody be talking about getting tools.
Until it's time.
Yeah, about getting tools that they don't know how to use. It's like, well, I'm gonna get a gun. I know how to use a gun. I shot a gun once. It's like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? I jumped out of a plane a few times. That means I should be a parachute instructor. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. It's up to like, oh, well, you know what? We need to be, Fox, we need to start working on our farm. Just go buy a tractor, Fox, and start tilling the land.
Start tilling. I know you need a tractor to till.
Go on, get out there.
I'm about to go get a little hole.
Go get a little hole?
Hey.
They got tillers out here getting these hoes. Fox got hoes. Yeah, so 2 Pennsylvania state troopers killed, civilian crashed in. Oh, this is can't make this shit up. I just hopped right into it. Damn. I came in hot. Sorry, I came in hot. But this one was 2 Pennsylvania state troopers, civilian killed and crashed on I-95 in Philadelphia. Suspect, she had a blood alcohol content twice over legal limit, sources say. Pedestrian struck, killed by female motorist pulled over minutes earlier. 3 people have died, including 2 Pennsylvania state troopers. The crash happened 12:40 a.m., southbound lane, South Pennsylvania. The troopers they identified the troopers. The third victim involved in the crash was identified as another man from Allentown.
It's Pennsylvania, you say?
Yeah, this in Pennsylvania. The troopers made contact with the man who was walking in the left lane of I-95. As the troopers attempted to put the man into custody and walk him back to the vehicle, a female driving the SUV struck all 3 men and their patrol car at a high rate of speed. Authorities say the impact was so great that it sent the troopers in northbound lanes. So they southbound. God. They did knock them over the goddamn guardrail. The striking vehicle eventually came to a rest in the right shoulder after it struck the troopers, civilian police SUV, and left-hand barrier. The driver remained on the scene. I bet she did. She was too goddamn drunk. That's where she was going.
Where she's going to go?
Dispatch called for backup when the troopers did not respond on their radios. Backup arrived and witnesses attempted CPR on the troopers. Both were pronounced dead at the scene.
Dang. That's crazy.
Law enforcement say that the state police had conducted a traffic stop involving a striking vehicle shortly before the crash. They say that the stop was cut short because the troopers are responding to reports of a pedestrian walking on I-95.
Okay.
So that's crazy. So from what I'm getting from this is that they stopped her because she tripping. She out there doing something dumb that made them pull over, right? And then they went out, and then they hit somebody. Some dude walking on the side of the road. So they're like, all right, hey, you chill, or either you good or whatever. I don't know what they said if they detained her or told her to stop. They went to go check on this dude, and then she come through and kill all 3 of them.
That's crazy. But they didn't say they stopped. They stopped her. It was just a traffic stop that they went to.
Nah, it's saying Steve Cassidy was handcuffed to traffic involving the striking vehicle shortly before the crash. It say right here.
Oh,
the state police had conducted a traffic stop involving the striking vehicle straight before the crash. So what it sounds like to me is that they stopped her and then left her to go to them, whatever they told her to stay. They might have told her she can go, just slow it down, we'll do whatever. And they went to go find this other dude, and she killed all 3 of them.
That sounds like on purpose to me.
Yeah, I don't know,
I
man.
don't know.
I'm gonna tell you.
Like, oh, you mother. Okay. Boop.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what though.
3 in a row.
She don't never got to worry about. She don't never got to worry about being free again.
No, she not.
You kill cops.
2
2 cops.
2 of them.
And a civilian.
And a civilian.
And your blood alcohol level was twice.
The legal limit.
Let me tell you something. As soon as you
You
hit
can't
that
plea insanity on that.
As soon as you hit that point
It's
one,
not gonna work.
as soon as you hit that point one, you wrap everything up. It's .08 everywhere.
Oh
You
my
hit that
God.
point one, wrap it up.
That's crazy. I couldn't do it. What did he say?
This is just like the standard,
yeah.
like pray for the
Police
loved ones,
stuff,
this
yeah.
and that, da 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 da. But the professional statements that keep people in
I
office and
just
stuff.
can't believe that. She just knocked them all out. Now, when you know it's your time to go now, I mean, there's some crafty ways to get you up out of here.
Well,
was
that's some
crazy.
Final Destination shit.
That was
But let
Final
me tell you
Destination
something.
3 in a row.
Let me tell you something. She ain't got to worry about nothing.
No.
Like, she ain't got to worry about a goddamn thing. She done. She is done. Like, they going to bury her under jail. Being a cop killer, do you know how the COs and everybody about to treat you when you go to jail?
Yeah.
Man, you about to get your ass thumped daily. You better find some big bras that wear boxes with dick holes in them, and you better be friends with them closely. You know what I mean? Some old Rosie
Very
O'Donnell
closely.
looking bras.
Very closely, yeah.
But they gonna get. I'm telling you, that's a rough situation to be in. And it's just like, how bad you got to feel at that point? Like, cause this is one thing I ain't gonna say that I'm okay with taking a person's life, but I'm gonna just say that if I had ever taken a person's life, I think that I would still sleep well at the end of the night if they deserved it.
If they deserved it.
Yeah, but
You
accidentally,
deciding whether or not they deserve it.
me, because I am judge, jury, and executioner.
So you feel like you judge, jury, and executioner, but what about the other
Actually,
people?
I don't judge.
Yeah.
I'm not the judge. I'm just the executioner
You're just the executioner.
in that case.
Okay.
I'll let somebody else judge them.
You don't decide whether people live or die.
No, I don't. The doctor who trying to stitch their ass back up decides whether they live or die. Hey, man, people want to meet God. I just arranged the meeting.
You arrange the meeting.
All I'm trying to do is
You
arrange
set
the
the
meeting.
appointment.
You know what I'm saying? All I'm trying to do is have them swipe right.
Confirm the
Hey,
appointment.
swipe right on death. Appointment confirmed. You can go see God. Whoever you believe in.
That's messed
Get
up.
there. Get there fast.
That's messed up, man.
What was another one you had, baby?
Man. So apparently Disney folks,
Disney. Walter
Disney, right?
Oh, was it Walter?
I don't
thought
know
it
what
was
his
Walter.
name was. Who cares?
You know, people be having names like Tom Brady is just Tom. Like,
Walschnigers and whatever. It's German or something.
I ain't getting there.
I don't know. So basically 4 Disney employees were arrested in Florida for human trafficking. It was a child predator sting, and among them,
So run it back.
4 Disney employees arrested in Florida trafficking. Okay, it's a trafficking child predator sting they had going on. And also on the outside among them was a former judge.
So in with this group of fucking pedophiles.
Yeah.
Is a judge.
They were just highlighting the 4 Disney people, but they did the sting operation to
and they tried to just slide the judge in like that's just some mid. Like we got
They
all this
tried
loud.
But it was another article say, hey, it was a judge involved with that, so we need to make sure that the people know this.
He's sitting over there in his robe
Like, well, he was a former judge, so
I don't give a
I'm not
damn.
certain how old he is.
Not old enough because
It doesn't say how old he is. They talk about the ages of some of the victims and things like that. But it was over 180 people in that sting operation that was taken down. So
180 people.
Yep, it was a pretty good sting operation.
Yeah.
I appreciate that all day.
Start the wood chipper.
I appreciate that all
Start
day.
the fucking wood chipper. Put it on choke. Get him in the leg first. This the crazy shit about me is kids are the only thing that's like, and especially like when you think about young kids or something like that. And I just think about like how it's one thing to fuck up grown people, right? Like one thing for somebody to do something terrible to us, whether they maim us, rape, abuse, whatever. But when you fuck up a kid, it's like you don't understand the exponential web that you fucked up in the world.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of
It's
like
like
when
changing the timeline and shit.
yeah, that's like really grabbing the time stone, fucking the timeline. Because when you think about it, they tell you like nothing matters as much as the influence of the change that you make in the life of a child. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is because that child is that new seed. So I grow this seed, boom, and this seed affects his peers, his elders, and his juniors, or something like that. His or her juniors or whatever.
The world definitely is forever changed.
Yeah, the world is forever a worse place because you did some shit. And if it's 180 people in there, you got to imagine that it's got to be over a couple hundred kids that's been affected by this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like they was just like, oh, we just got one and we all good. No, it's
just one child. No,
yeah, it was a couple. It got to be a few hundred kids in there.
It always is.
You know what I'm saying? So you think about this, is like, if I was to go and I meet a child and I give this child the best life I can, raise this child, give him a good outlook the way my grandfather did for me, stepping up as a father, and all of that stuff, he directly affected the lives of so many people, the people that I've got a chance to lead, mentor, the children that I've raised, the woman that I love, my family, and the people that I've came in contact with. I've, for the most part, been a decent person unless she was on the wrong side of fate. You know what I'm saying? That I was usually going to be a decent person. And but now that's the adverse effect of it, where now you done fuck this kid up. So this kid is fucked up, male or female, they're fucked up. And that trauma is going to spread like cancer to their friends, to whatever foster parents get them, to whatever people they're around.
Or their family.
And then
when they come
their
back
family,
home.
if they come back home, and then they're going to be in a relationship with people, they're going to fuck those people up or get fucked up worse because fucked up people find you know what I mean? Hurt people.
Endless cycle.
So it's like this endless cycle spread. And then they're going to have kids one day.
Yep.
And then them kids going to go through the same stuff, and it's going to be barreling. You just start a cycle that is going to take a hell of a good deed.
Yeah.
To
reset that karma.
To reset that karma.
It's crazy.
So I know, to me, that's crazy.
I don't understand what type of people, like, what are you thinking about a child? You know, a harmless child. Why do you feel like you have to have that much control and power over someone else to do harm, especially a child?
I just, like, it's one of the things, I play devil's advocate about a lot of things to try to understand it, but it's like, no matter how many times I go back to it, it's like, you know how many girls look young?
Yeah.
Like, when you look at, like, these movie stars, like, and stuff, all these TV show stars, a lot of these girls, they be playing high school girls in the movie, they be like 29. Get one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you be looking at, like, but you know, it's a perversion that people have, and it's a perversion that's in the world that I think that, like, when you really think about, like, for instance, like, when you look at, like if you even get on porn, and people can say they don't look at porn or whatever, but you look on, and there's a lot of stuff that say, like, barely legal or just turned 18 or something like that. It's like, why does that matter? What's the difference between an 18-year-old and a 19-year-old? Yeah. Why does she have to be barely legal? Because that is, like, the closest they can get to being being like complete perverts. You know what I'm saying? It's like it satisfies that perversion to be like, I want something real young, but this is legal, close enough. It's like it's like when Wesley Snipes and Blade, when he get the serum instead of the real blood, like, I want the real blood, but I'm gonna take the serum, and you know what I mean, that take the edge off for my perversion or whatever. Yeah. And I think it's like one of those type of things, because it's like, why do you need a porn like that to just be like barely legal, just turned 18? It's like, it couldn't just be like youthful looking girl, or a girl who looks good for her age. You know what I mean? I don't know, some shit like that. But you want to have the girl in, just like when we look at the TV shows, and a lot of the TV shows I never understand, like the Euphorias and all of those shows, it's like, why you can't just make these kids freshmen in college?
I'm just straight up. Yeah, if you're watching Barely Legal, you need to question your whole life. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you that.
It's probably a whole bunch of dudes looking in there. Like, they in the chat right now. Like, I'm just
going to be something wrong with you. Hey, exit stage left if you choose to.
That's what you want.
You got a big old problem you need to deal with before you go out here and harm someone else's child.
So, because what I'm thinking is, like, think about all the high school TV shows that, like, have, like, some type of sex and drugs and all of these complex issues. Why can't they be freshmen in college?
Yeah. We were just talking about that when we were watching Bel Air.
Yeah, we was watching Bel Air. It's like, what would be different about Bel Air? Like, you had him.
Yeah. And if it wasn't Bel Air. It was goodness. One of Us Is Lying.
Oh yeah.
One of Us Is Lying. Yeah.
Yeah, we watched a couple episodes of that. Maybe really just actually a couple, but it's just one of them things. Like, when people start having sex and doing drugs and everything else, it's like, why not just
seeing that at a college?
Yeah. What's the difference?
Instead of high school kids doing all this.
Yeah, like, I'm sitting here looking at freshmen that's sitting here snoring an 8-ball.
Yeah.
And then, like, having orgies and shit like that. It's like, why couldn't you just be a freshman in college? You're still a kid. You still look young.
Right.
Like, I remember what I looked like at 19. Well, never mind. I looked a little older because I was battle tested, war approved. But you know what I mean? I was a little rough around the face.
That's a part of that exploitation.
Yeah, I think that's the exploitation. That's a perversion, because it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why? And I understand. I feel as though you can still talk about the problem that youth have and all of this other things, and still let them talk about like sexuality and all this other stuff, and also make it legal.
Why does it have to be high school kids?
That's what I'm just saying. I will never understand
that. A college setting, freshman in college.
Just got to college.
Just like, but why do you want to place that type of lifestyle on
You could have even did it where it's at one of those, not a JUCO, but one of those like prep schools where all these kids have already graduated, they're 18, and now they're in prep school, and they're just adults at least.
Yeah,
like,
adults.
And now granted, the age of 18 is arbitrary as hell, because like we was talking about it in one of the groups. Like, you know, and it's a bunch of dudes, a couple different countries and shit like that. We in a group chat, and we was just talking about it, you know, sending emails back and forth, talk about this and that. And one of them threw it in. It was like incoming. Like, all right, what he got? And it's like, yo, why is the age of 18 in America the age of consent? So, you know, I hit asterisk, starts wood chipper, asterisk. You know what I mean? Like, I'm already on the bullshit. Like, oh yeah, what you trying to say? But then he was just like, we just got into the conversation and talking about it. Like, and it just comes around to the effect of like, why 18? Because there's no real big difference between the way you looked at 18 and 19, right?
18 and 17.
18 and 17. Yeah, what I'm saying is like between 17 and 19, how much different do you really look?
Not really much.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I packed on a little muscle.
So I was like, yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I could go do this and that. But it's an arbitrary ass number because it's like really, in all reality, what we came to at the end of the conversation was that what it really requires is for people to be honest and have good intentions and emotionally mature, right? Because it's like, for instance, you can deal with somebody that's like, for instance, you can talk about like a young woman. I can go and deal with a woman that's 25 and I can fuck her whole world up, tell her whatever she got here. I can completely collapse that young lady's mind or something like that, the average 25-year-old. But she's more than legal.
Yeah.
She's 7 years past legal. But it's like, I have to have the type of mental compass to be like, okay, cool, I'm not going to exploit this woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to have her doing this and that. I'm not about to have her running up her credit and doing a whole bunch of dumb shit. I'm not about to have her, I'm like old girl in Players Club and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not about to do all this stuff. So I have to have the goodness in my heart. So I feel like 18, and we came to the conclusion that 18 is just a number they came up to where it's like, it's high enough like, that, it's the biggest net you can cast and be like, all right, but positive benefits. Because there's some 17-year-olds that are more mature than 20-year-olds. Because you got to think, when you're talking about 15, 16 years old, some of us was living on our own.
I agree, yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's like 15, 16 years old. You're talking about sophomores. Yep. Some of us, me, you, like me and you was on our own in high school.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? B-Rabbit, on our own in high school. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we got a higher level of maturity than some people that's 22, they ain't never lived by themselves, ain't never had to go out here and do nothing on their own. So you think about like this crazy level of maturity, but regardless of what, it is the standard. And so it's just like, to me, when you just always got to push that envelope for something, that's like a desire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you really need to question and look back on what's going on inside you.
Because it's like for you to sit there like, and you can see the perversion. Like when you talk about like them dudes like Jeffrey Epstein and all them cats, they'll be like, well, how old are you? I'm 17. It's like they hit the lottery. Like when we was looking at that documentary, like 17. Yeah. It's like 19. It's like, oh, this will take the edge off. Oh, you just turned 18? You had them cats who be like, oh, she looks so good, this and that. I'm going to wait till she turned 18.
Yeah, it's that taboo and the, well, you're not supposed to do this, so let me do it. That's the whole.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of, so you're trying to say it's kind of like when people do some shit like, oh, I want to have sex in public. It's not that the sex is going to be no better. It's just the rush, the adrenaline. I ain't supposed to be doing this.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to be doing it. Because I bet you if it was all legal, it would be no problem.
Yeah. So, yeah.
They wouldn't want that.
I get what you're saying.
They probably be like, well.
So if they said it was, so if they made it legal and they was like, yo, you can fuck 14-year-olds, they'd be like, nah, I got to get a 13-year-old. Yeah. Like, it's always about, okay, yeah.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it. I know that there's other mental illnesses and sicknesses out there or life cycles that has a lot to do with it, but that's one way of looking at it.
No, I just never thought about it like that.
That's just the nature of us.
No, that's like a good point because it's kind of like you give a motherfucker enough rope, they want to be a cowboy.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, well, you going to give me that? Well, what else can I get? Yeah. What else can I get? Now, before you know it, it's like, can I have an infant?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
They
it's
do.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you done had people who done like sexually assaulted them. So you sit there and think, so that is kind of like the sickness of people. Mm-hmm. You're right. Because I didn't think about that. Because it's like if you give somebody, you let somebody do something. It's just like even in a relationship, like other shit that's not even perverted. It's like, and a relationship is like, hey baby, I'm gonna go out and hang out with the boys. Okay, I'm gonna hang out a little later. hey, I'm gonna have a sleepover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll be back in 2 days. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hold on.
For why?
And you know, your whole thing is like, my baby don't be tripping, but we got a firm belief adults don't be having no sleepovers.
Wait, we don't have no sleepovers.
We don't have no sleepovers now. No. Oh, you want to go out? Yeah, you go out, have your fun, this and that.
You live here.
You live here. This is where you
go
live.
sleep.
This is where your pillow at.
That's
this is
right.
where your clothes at, your toothbrush, your bills, your life.
This where it's at.
This is where it's at.
Ain't no overnight.
Ain't no overnights. Overnights. If it's so damn important, bring it here.
Bring it here.
Bring it here. Hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? We all here. Yeah. Big old happy family. What's up? Want a drink?
What's good?
What's happening?
What's up?
I ain't about to get country with you. What's happening? Ain't nobody messing with you.
He always talking about I'm country. I'm not country, first of all.
Hey, yo, anybody who listens, please tell Fox you're country as hell. She talking about that city girl. You a country city girl.
How can I be both?
Because when we talk about city, we talk about like up north city. Like people who enunciate and pronunciate words. Not people who say like
son, shun, school, issue. That's not enunciate or pronunciate.
Oh, so
anything.
hey, bike. That's pronunciating, right?
First of all, I don't know what you're talking about.
Bike.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like bike, pedal. I remember the first time somebody said that, they like bike. I'm like, oh, this dude retarded.
That's
like I might have got snuffed out in the club. Dude came up to me. I'm in Duval or whatever, and you know all these dreadheads down here. Duval. I'm like, what the fuck is Duval? I thought we was in Jacksonville. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like Duval, and then Knuck If You Buck come on, and they like Duval. I'm like, I don't know what Duval mean, but I can tell that energy is 100% Black Air Force One energy. I am ready to rumble. Vic, are you ready? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Corey, Keith, are y'all ready? Let's do it. We about to get kicked out of here. So it's like I ain't get that shit. And then it's like when the first time somebody told me some bike, it's
Hey,
like bike. I'm like,
buy a bike.
but I rode a motorcycle to the club.
Oh,
so I'm like, bike. I'm like, is that what you call a motorcycle? And he like, nah, I mean bike. I'm like, you getting a little crunk to be asking me about my motorcycle. I'm trying to read the context clues. I'm like, man, maybe I should leave my helmet on or something. What the fuck going on out here? You know what I mean? Boy, tell me something. Bike. I'm like, oh, he talking about back. Oh, yeah. So I'm thinking this pretty wild. So you got the shakes, right, baby?
I'm good.
I love you.
What y'all got going on? Hey, Art, what's up, bro?
You hopped in?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in my chat.
So basically, just a little recap for the folks. So we first talked about the tweets that's been going on about a man who called off a wedding for his fiance for taking his daughter, who is not her daughter.
She came in with that big clit energy
to get an abortion without him knowing.
Out of here.
So we were talking about that, and then obviously some current events that was happening in the news. Yo, what's up? Some current events that was happening in the news. So yeah.
Yo.
So that's kind of gonna put you guys up to speed right now. What y'all got in the chat right now?
What's going on with y'all minds, man?
Yes.
Dan Fox, the executive producer, she giving us the green light to go ahead and start moving the Patreon a little earlier.
Yeah, so he's my big file. Exactly, big file.
Yeah.
He called off the wedding and everything. So yeah, big file. Yeah, flag on the play.
Yo. Yeah, anybody got a gun in your head? Because we ain't even got one. Who got a gun in your head? If y'all got a gun in your head, we'll do it right now.
Nah, we don't got no gun in the head today.
Because my executive producer been slipping.
I've been slipping. I'm just trying to give the people some chances to come
Give
on
some
up
people
with
some
something.
chances? Y'all got something? You know, mess around the Devin B done came on here, Big Dev.
Hey,
Big
he
Dev
always
come back
come
on
through
here
with
with
the
the kill
through.
shot. Let me see if I got
He always
any.
come through with the come through.
Let me see if I got to do. Hey, Amanda, if you watching this too, you been slacking. I ain't had a dad joke in a while in my inbox. Let me tell you something, young lady.
Her son outshined her.
You know what I'm saying?
Last
Yeah. Devin done outshined, and now she over there in her feelings like, well, I guess I just got to give up on the
Step
dad joke.
back and let him do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Nah, we still appreciate you, Amanda, of course. You know I do. If nobody appreciates you,
Yeah.
you.
Before we get up, we're going to talk about the one dad-ish joke from my sister, Shakita. So if y'all don't know, Jeff, my boy Jeff, me and Jeff, we served together before at another command or whatever. Then we served again. We found each other again when we came down this way or whatever. And he had the blessing of meeting this beautiful woman, Shakita, marrying her.
Yeah.
And they're going to spend the rest of their lives together. Because whoever tried to leave that marriage, me and Fox going to kill them. So y'all in it for life.
That's right.
You know, so we expect y'all to do the same.
That's
we got a
right.
24-hour pack. We got a 24-hour pack. One of us go. Somebody else going in 24 hours.
Light switch gone.
Light switch off. But so Shakita gets on there and she like how to flirt with your husband. And she gets on there with she gets on there and she puts Jeff in the screen and she's like, hey, honey. And Jeff looking the same way most dudes look when we see our old lady put out a cell phone and put us on the camera like, here come the bullshit. That's Jeff looking with the here come the bullshit face. Like, And he up like, hey baby. And she like, I want to make a deal with your pickle. Get it? Let me tell you something. The iron in Jeff's face was like, and this is Shakita's face right here. This is literally the generic equivalent right here.
I thought it was dope, okay?
Fox heard that shit immediately and went into Fox cackle mode. Incoherent Fox noises.
I thought it was dope. I love dad jokes, and I thought that was dope. Okay, you can't. No. That was funny. That was funny to me. Okay, y'all know how I feel about dad jokes, so y'all need to come with them and stop playing.
Stop playing with her and give her dad jokes.
Give me my dad jokes.
Amanda, you is the ace. You the dad joke MVP. I need you back out on the scene.
We come up here and give you us. Okay, at least y'all can do is give me a dad joke. Give me a dad joke. Make me feel like it's worthwhile. Okay.
Ain't nobody messing with her.
Well, if y'all don't have anything. Wait. So, guys, we're thinking about doing another logo, obviously. So, if you know anyone who does logos and things of that nature, give us a shout, okay? Because we have an idea about what it is that we want. We're going to be going over to Patreon very soon. So, yes, we are.
I don't know what I'm drawing. What idea.
We have an idea of what we want. Well, I have an idea. So, I need you guys to, if you know anybody or if you do this, please hit us up, okay? Now, cue the music. So, thank you guys for sitting with us in Uncle Legend's Corner. Again, we appreciate your support and shout out to our international viewers, our folks in France.
Parlez-vous français?
Yes. So, yes, we appreciate all you guys all over France, Australia, Canada, Guam. All you guys have been tuning in. We really appreciate you once more. If you guys have an idea for a segment or want to be on the show, hit us up, askunclelegend@gmail.com. And also hit us up with those logos too. Peace.
Peace. All right, audio's clipped. You go ahead. I was just gonna fuck around for a while and see what's up with them.
Oh, okay. It's only 2-3 people in here now. We ended the show. Whoever just popped in, so we just on hanging around. See if y'all want to talk about anything.
That's only on Facebook. You gotta think this all the other apps that is running on.
Oh, other apps.
Hey, yeah, Twitch, YouTube.
Okay. I forgot about the other apps.
Yep. All right. So we need logos.
Yeah, we
need logos. And like we said, man, especially and if you see people who like, you know what I mean, you see sponsors, local businesses who want like the shouts and stuff like that and this and that, we'd be more than happy. Because we really about doing more to local businesses. That's why like the only couple of businesses you probably not seeing really is like obviously our business, our gun business, which is Legendary Operations and Tactical Supply.
Yeah.
Man's Tractor and Fence that I do contractor work for, and I mean another solid business or whatever. You heard of the crash in China? Nah.
What's going
on? What you got?
Here.
Let us know about that, big fella.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like with the logos, everything, man, whatever y'all trying to do, it's like we'll be more than happy. Like if we find a good logo, we plan on making merch out of it and the whole nine.
I need to make this hoodie and shit. You know?
Yeah, like a hoodie and at least a little thing for the caps and everything like that, because I've been slacking. Usually I get my hair cut every 15 minutes and now I'm just out here bullshitting, just wolfing.
We definitely would appreciate that support from you guys. Like I said, we were talking about logo before, and I kind of I have something saved on my phone that I kind of want to merge with someone if they have that kind of talent. I don't, obviously. If I did, I would.
What's the idea that you got on your phone?
We'll talk about it when they come and hit us up.
I don't know. If y'all could do like a dope logo to make like a sexy fox and like, I don't know,
Hey.
some,
A sultry one make it like.
you know what I mean, a sultry fox, just like, incoherent fox noises. You know what I mean? And then have like some type of monster or whatever, because I'll
Oh
be
my
one.
God.
It's Beauty and the Beast. You know we Beauty
Also
and the
have
Beast?
Bell and whatever his damn name was.
Nah, Gustavo?
No, oh Gaston. No, that
Gaston?
wasn't Gaston. That was the crazy one. No.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Anyway, this is what
out
it
of
is.
here.
Fox is going to run off somewhere.
Yes, I gotta run off.
Yeah, let me grab this. Oh, you are so delicate. Such a fucking lady. Nah, Uncle, we ain't hear nothing about that crash in China. Keep it a buck. I mean, it must be pretty loud if people hearing about it, because I don't really be listening to what goes on in communist ass countries. It's like, it is what it is. I'll be letting them cook themselves. But yeah, so if y'all got any ideas for the pod, y'all got anything, we really need, it will really help lighten the load. We want to keep this going, and especially like all the people that's viewing on all the different apps and channels and stuff like that. Like people on YouTube, we got people on Twitch, we got people on Facebook. Eventually, we about to get Instagram rolling on a consistent basis. Just got to figure out how to incorporate it into the main feed so I could just shoot one show and be done with it. But yeah. 133 people. You talking about the plane crash? Somebody did say something to me about that. The plane crash. Yeah, 133 people. Well, as soon as you said 130 something, that reminded me that the plane crash. My best friend was telling me about that, and B Rabbit was saying something about that. That's what we got going on, man. We moving the Patreon a little earlier than expected. We finally caught up with all the podcasts. So this is podcast 20 for the year. All 19 of the previous ones are up on audio, and obviously they up on video or whatever. The audio is going to be a little different than the streams when you listen to it, because like all of this right now, after you hear that music play, all of this shit is just sitting here kind of like chopping it up with you or whatever, but ain't none of this making it to the audio. So it is what it is. So we still got the link. The Uncle Legends link tree. Up there, we got the GoFundMe if you want to support. If not, I mean, hopefully you'll be able to support when we go to the Patreon. We're looking for ideas. We don't take, ain't no such thing as bad ideas. We'll take whatever comes. So ask unclelegend@gmail.com, like Fox said, and peace. If y'all ain't got nothing else, I'm going to give it like a stand about 30 seconds or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and punch us out. My cup empty. I appreciate it. Yeah, share that. And then if you're looking at my page while you at it, the whole link tree up there. So pretty much everything is on that link tree except for like, I don't know. I think everything on the link tree except the Patreon right now, because Wayne did nothing with the Patreon. I just literally signed up for one, got it done. I still got to figure out some things, but everything else is up there. So even sharing that link and just getting it out to people, giving them a chance to look. And the more fruitful this endeavor is, the more effort we can put into it, like editing videos. So I got a couple jobs, and it's like we got kids, house, dogs, everything else. So it's only so much time I could put into podcasts, editing, and everything else going on. So the more money it makes, the less I work a second job, because child support be busting my ass. The less I work a second job, the more I can make this my second job until I retire. And then hopefully I retire in a year. I don't go work another job, and I just go into working for us between gun business and podcasts, and that'll be the way I go. That would be nirvana. But yeah, that'll be it then. Peace. Appreciate y'all coming out. For those who still here, thank you very much. Remember, send us the emails, inbox, whatever you got to do. Get up with us. Peace. Bye,